Hey YouTube, Gordon Miller here. Okay, so we've got a couple of different subjects to cover today. This video is going to be about my weight loss journey. So I lost over the last little over 30 days, about 35, almost 40 days. I lost 30 pounds, and it's hopefully starting to show a little bit, and that's great. So a lot of people have asked me, well, how'd you do it? And so I wanted to cover some of that with you guys today. So it's actually pretty easy. It all comes down to a combination of 3 or 4 different factors. So the first factor is whether you have a genetic predisposition or some kind of medical problem. You have to diagnose that first before you do anything else. For me, I had not only a low testosterone level, but a very high estrogen level. So I had to get those levels checked, and I had to begin treatments for replacement therapy, and also work on ways to block the estrogen. So for me, when I was taking the hormone replacement therapy and receiving additional testosterone, my body would react by increasing the amount of estrogen that it was making. And so that's not a good thing, because your estrogen level can get very high, and it can actually be fatal in a lot of cases for guys. So it can cause heart attack or stroke or a number of other issues. So that was the first thing, was making sure that we got the right medical diagnosis. And I've had thyroid problems. I've had a number of other issues. But as the old joke says, the Allies never liberated the concentration camps in World War II and found some fat guy over in the corner that said, I just can't lose the weight. So clearly there is a way to be able to lose the weight. You have to be dedicated to the process. So the first one is making sure you get the right medical diagnosis. I had full physicals done, full blood work done, and after being able to do the analysis, having several experts and specialists look at that, they were able to provide me a very good baseline for that. The second thing is that you have to look at whatever medication may be necessary in order to be able to help with whatever the medical diagnosis is. So I'm on a number of different medications, including the actual injections for the hormone replacement therapy, but I also take the drug Adipex. Adipex is an appetite suppressant. I have some imbalance in my body chemistry that makes me constantly hungry, and so with this extremely heavily regulated drug, it has given me an opportunity to go through life without being hungry. Get something to drink here. So, anyway, I even have an app that reminds me when to eat, because you actually are not hungry at all, and it's been really a life changer for me. It's been amazing, and I wish that those of you that struggle with these kinds of things can get the help that you need. This has really been a transformational situation in my life, and I know many of you are seeking that kind of transformation in your own lives, and I hope you find it. So we talked about the medical diagnosis. We talked about prescription medications. The Adipex, you can't stay on it for any longer than 90 days without results, and you have to lose at least 12 pounds in the first 90 days. Well, I lost 30 pounds in the first 35 days or so. So obviously they check you every 30 days. You have to continue to make progress. You have to continue to lose weight, or you get bounced out of the program because the drug is so highly regulated. We can talk about drug regulations and other things like that later on, but the drug is a serious medication and should be taken as such. And I try to take all medications exactly on time, exactly at the right dose and interval that has been requested. And it's a huge benefit. So the third thing is what you put in your mouth. I have said for the longest time that I've maintained about 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day, and that's been a good range for me. When I got the medical treatment that I was seeking, they had said that you need to get down to 1,500 calories, and I was like, 1,500 calories? How the hell am I going to do that? I mean, good Lord. I mean, 1,800, 1,900, 2,000 calories was hard for me to begin with. So, I was like, geez, I don't know. I don't even know how that's possible. So, thankfully, with the help of the drug Adipex, I was able to regulate what I was eating and when I was eating, and that really helped. You have to take the drug in the morning, and you have to wait 2 hours before eating anything. If you eat before that, your body is ravenously hungry all day long, so it actually counteracts any of the beneficial effects. So, for God's sakes, take it early when you wake up. I take it at like 6 a.m. and then I get something to eat either after I work out or on my way to the office or something like that, so around 8 a.m. And that seems to be the way that works best for me. The third thing, with the food, it really came down for me to be about one thing, and that was I needed to use technology to help me manage that information. I'm a very technology-oriented, data-oriented guy. I've been collecting medical data on myself for the last 5-6 years. I have data literally about my sleep and about my activity level and food consumption for much of the last 5 years. So for me, I use an app called Lose It, and Lose It has been a great app, and I'll put a link in the description. This app is largely responsible for saving my life. I mean, I mean that honestly. So if you take a look at at the screens, all of your food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner is all in there, and you can take a look at that's your log for all your food. You can take a look at what your total calories are within your goal and budget and things like that. Unbelievably good, in terms of being able to meet my goals. I literally, would not have been able to do this, without their help. It also integrates things such as weight and things like that, so I can track my overall weight goals, and it's been amazing. It really has. I appreciate the guys that Lose It and the work they've done. They have literally millions of food items in their database, and so even places that I go eat, like Maggiano's and places like that, and Panera, they have really good data that's really very accurate about what the calories are for everything. So the fourth thing that's important is it's important to weigh yourself every day, and I've got a link. I'll provide a link to the scale, but you can see my weight continuing to go down in that. That's over the last month. It starts up here a lot higher, and you'll see that the fall off was more gradual or it started out more gradual and became more dramatic, and that's really an important factor as well. So the scale that I ended up getting is a Bluetooth scale. I didn't get a Wi-Fi one, so Yunmai is the one that makes the scale app, and their scale app is really good. I have to remember to take my phone, and I have to remember to get my phone out, have it connected via Bluetooth, and then be able to weigh myself before I end up getting on the scale. So it's helpful to be able to have that. It has a number of great features, but basically it just takes your weight. But it'll track your weight. It'll track your body mass index. It even knows how tall I am. I'm not exactly sure how it knows that, but it's been great for the body mass index, and it's been great for the other stuff. So, so the fourth thing is collecting data, the stuff for weight especially. So the fifth thing is exercise. There is no replacement for exercise, and for that I really have to give my respect to Apple. I'm a huge Apple fan, and really the thing here for the activity levels and tracking my workouts and managing my sleep and keeping track of my heart rate. The fact that I changed my device so that I have one of the new generations of Apple Watches, Series 3. You can tell by the red crown it's cellular enabled, so that you can you have an opportunity to use it as a regular cell phone as well, and connects to your phone and forwards and so on. So, it's been great because it allows me to track my workouts. It works in the pool. I spend most of my time swimming. I had to find something that I enjoyed doing. I was doing some cardio and some weights, but I really found that 30 to 45 minutes in the pool every day was really, at least worked for me, worked better for me. I burned more calories and lost more weight swimming. So when you saw the early slope of the line for my weight loss not being so steep, that's when I was working out, swimming and alternating weights and swimming and cardio and things like that. When the real weight loss began to happen, it's when I really focused on my technique and on swimming. And I'm a member of ACAC, which is a local gym franchise, a health club. They have what's called a warm pool. The pool is at 93 degrees, and it's what's called thermally neutral. So it has a situation where the heat doesn't escape from your joints. So for me, because of my back injuries from my car accident and my knees and things like that, it keeps the heat in my joints, which makes it easier for me to work out for longer periods of time. So it's been a great thing for me. And I really, I really think that if more people spent more time focusing on what these 5 simple things are, get your diagnosis, take any medications that may be helpful for you, get an app to focus on what you eat, what you put in your mouth, and then get a scale that is connected so you can collect the data from it, and then get the technology you need to be able to capture your workout data. And I also use an app to collect my sleep data. Sleep is such an important part of weight loss. You need to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night, period. But if you don't get enough sleep, your body doesn't go into recovery mode and start doing the kind of things that it needs to do to take advantage of that. So you really have to have all of those things in place. And it's been great for me. I started this process at 329.8 pounds, and the other day I got down to 298.7 pounds. I'm up a couple pounds over the last couple of days because I hadn't had a chance to work out. So I lost another pound and a half yesterday. So I should get back down to my low point within the next day or so. But that's what happens when you take some time off. Sometimes you can slow your recovery. I was also not adhering to my normal regimen for food and what I was doing. So it's really important. I can't stress this enough. I know I have a lot of friends who struggle with this. I struggled with this myself for close to 7 years, 7-8 years. And I want everybody to know that it can be done. If I can do it, anybody can do it. But it does take discipline and dedication. I don't feel like getting up, every morning at 6 a.m. and going to the pool and swimming and coming back to get ready for work. But I do. And it's been great. I've got another 60 pounds to go. My weight loss journey is 90 pounds. I'm down 30 pounds from where, or actually 31 pounds from where I was. So I'm over a third of the way there. and I've got a little more way to go. So I appreciate the opportunity. I hope you guys will keep track of my weight loss journey. If you're on your weight loss journey, leave something in the comments. I'd love to hear about your journey. If you've already made it, then great. I'd love to hear about that. If you're just starting out and you need some encouragement or somebody to share it with, please, I'll be glad to respond to that. But listen, thank you all very much. I appreciate you all. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, share it with your friends. Thank you very much.